The world doesn't need another rideshare app, but it is time for change. At A Ride There, we're not just building a platform, we're fighting for a cause. I settled in to climb the corporate ladder. But Lupus, you knocked me off that ladder. I pushed through the pain. I pushed through the life crash. I pushed through the end of a dream. You intended to harm me, but God intended it all for good. He brought me to this position so I could save the lives of many people. Genesis 50:20 NLT. Help us secure funding for change. Join the waitlist today at aridethere.com. The rideshare industry sold us a beautiful promise, didn't it? The promise of convenience, of freedom. Just tap a button and a car appears. For drivers, it was the promise of being your own boss, making your own hours, earning a good living on your own terms. It sounded like the future where technology solved our problems and made our lives easier. The real promise is ever-decreasing pay, profound disrespect, and insecurity. We lost our power. Think about the drivers. We are the backbone of this entire system. Yet they treat us as the most disposable part. We use our own cars, pay for our own gas, and cover our own maintenance at great risk. And for what? For algorithms that control our earnings without any transparency. We're indirectly told when to drive and where to drive and penalized for declining low-paying rides with long pickup and drop-off times. We are not entrepreneurs. We are cogs in a machine that is designed to extract as much value from our labor as possible, leaving us with crumbs. This isn't a partnership, it's exploitation. And what about the riders? Riders feel the other side of this broken system. They feel the uncertainty. How much is this ride? Will my driver cancel? Will they be professional? Will I be safe? For women, especially, every ride is a calculated risk. They share their location with friends. They check the license plate and the driver's photo. They sit in the back seat with their hands on their phones ready to call for help. They must do all of this because the system has shown time and again that safety is not its primary concern. They are just a fare, a number, a part of a transaction that prioritizes profit over safety. This is the injustice that burns beneath the surface of every ride. It is the loss of dignity for the driver who can't make ends meet. It is the loss of security for the rider who feels anxious just trying to get home. The convenience came at a cost not fully understood until now. Many have been assaulted and even lost. Safety and community was replaced with cold, hard transactions. It created a system where both the driver and the rider feel powerless, trapped in a race to the bottom where no one, except the corporation at the top, truly wins. We were promised a better way, but we were given something much less. Help us secure funding. Join the waitlist today at aridethere.com. Lupus crashed my life, but God gave me purpose. I started driving rideshare. It was amazing at first, but over the years it changed. Drivers earned 37% to 43% of the fare paid, and it just decreased another 3.9%. What this means is a 14-minute ride pays $5. This does not include travel time to pick up or the 5 minutes the rider is allowed. Lying in that hospital bed, I prayed I wouldn't die having lived a selfish life, having done nothing for anyone and brought no glory to God. I always say God dropped me off at Global Empowerment Ministry in Detroit, Michigan, where I am learning business and social entrepreneurship. I prayed to God for an idea, and He showed me my purpose. I must help those others have forgotten or disregard and stand up against injustice, to be a light in the darkness, and to lift up those who have been pushed down, to create jobs and empowerment, to save the oppressed and end human trafficking and child pornography. Now, I ask God for wisdom and the boldness to walk in my conviction and my purpose. I began to think, to study to understand the industry. There are a lot of hands in the pot. I talked to other drivers and my riders. I learned and contemplated. What if the drivers owned a mini platform? They could process their own payments, set their rates, rent space on the platform for a monthly subscription, and keep the bulk, if not 100% of the fare paid. Riders could select preferred drivers and pre-scheduled rides on the driver's calendar. It would have to give power back to the people. I planned it out, created workflows, answered tough questions. Empowering drivers, empowering rider, empowering communities. That's A Ride There. Safety through connection. This wasn't just about starting a business, it was about starting a movement. It is my mission. I imagined a platform where drivers are truly entrepreneurs, building their own client base, creating real sustainable businesses, and eventually hiring other drivers. I envisioned a platform where riders could choose their driver. They could find someone they trusted, someone from their community, and book them again and again. It is a vision of empowerment for everyone. I wake up with a ride there, and I go to bed with a ride there. I pray for it, and pray to do well with what God has entrusted to my hands. A ride there is designed to share the profits. For drivers, it's simple. You run the business, and you serve your own customers. For riders, search, match, and ride with providers who meet your needs and your standards. Our AI Smart Matching helps you find up to 3 preferred drivers you trust. Next is the MVP. Join the waitlist and help a ride there come to you at aridethere.com. For too long, we have been told a story that we are powerless. We have been told to accept what we are given, to accept low pay as the price of flexibility, to accept feeling unsafe as the price of convenience, to accept that a faceless corporation in a faraway city gets to decide our worth, our safety, and our future. A Ride There is here to tell you that this story is a lie. We are here to help you tear up that old script and write a new one. A story of power, a story of dignity, a story of community, a story where you are the one in the driver's seat of your own life. The struggle is real. We see it every day. We see the driver who has to choose between paying for a car repair and buying groceries. We see the rider who cancels their plans because they can't find a safe, reliable ride. We feel the collective frustration of a system that is fundamentally broken, a system that benefits the few at the expense of the many. But we are not here to simply talk about the problem. We are the solution. We are a platform that hands the power back to you, the power to set your rates, the power to choose your driver, the power to build a business, the power to travel with peace of mind. This is the hope we offer. It is the real, tangible change you can feel. It is the driver who, for the first time, earns enough to take their family on a vacation. It is the rider who now has a trusted friend to call on for a ride. It is the relief and security that comes from knowing the person driving your car sees you as a human being, not just a notification on their screen. This is a return to something we have lost, a sense of belonging, a sense that we are all in this together, and that we have a responsibility to look out for one another. A ride. There is more than an app. It is a declaration of our interdependence. So now, I am asking you to join us. I am asking you to reclaim what is rightfully yours. Pause at aridethere.com. Reclaim your power. Reclaim your dignity. Reclaim your community. Whether you are a driver looking for a fair deal or a rider looking for a better way, your journey starts here. This is not just about getting from one place to another. This is about deciding what kind of world we want to live in. Let's build a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Let's build a world where every ride is safe, respectful, and fair. Because everyone, and I mean everyone, deserves a better ride there. Help us secure funding. Join the waitlist today at aridethere.com.